The book of Nehemiah tells us of a man who saw a need and rose up and caught a vision to do something. When you read that book in the book of Nehemiah, nobody is healed or was healed throughout the chapters of Nehemiah. Throughout the book of Nehemiah, if you read, no one was raised from the dead. But they saw that there was a prayer that God will answer. And they saw leaders rising up to do something. We are seeing miracles. We are seeing the dead raised. We are seeing power, the power of God. And we are seeing prayers all over our nation. But we are not seeing much work going on by the people who pray. The people who gather and they pray morning, afternoon, and evening, morning, afternoon, and evening, healings taking place. The power of God is present to save and to deliver. Yet they are doing nothing to correct the problems in their family, the problems in their society, the problems at their workplace, and the problems in their community. In that book of Nehemiah, he was confronted with issues and he asked the question, how is the country of Israel going on? Number one, he was in Persia, outside of Jerusalem. You can call it, he was in the diaspora. Like we have a lot of Ghanaians in the diaspora, in other parts of our world. He was also in a place of comfort compared to his people in Israel. He also had a very good job going on for him. He was also in a privileged position of influence. So like Nehemiah, some of us are in the diaspora. Like Ghanaians, we are in the diaspora. Like Nehemiah, we have a lot of people, some people in a comfortable position compared to the majority of the people who are less privileged. Like you, some of you are more privileged than others. It may be tough for everybody, but for you, it will still be better compared to your brothers and sisters or some family members you are connected to. Comparatively, you may be better than some members of your family. So you are like Nehemiah. You are in a privileged position. When you visit the hospitals and you find and you realize that people are on oxygen and people are in the critical dying situation, you will realize, like Nehemiah, you are in a privileged position. Some may not have 2 good meals a day. Some may even struggle to find food to eat a day. And you can provide 2 good meals a day. You are in a privileged position. Go out in the night between 9 p.m. and 10 p.m. and you can count over thousands of people who are sleeping in front of people's shops and sleeping on the street, but you have a room to lay your head. You are in a privileged position. You may find children who are supposed to be in a home, yet they are on the streets begging and selling things just to survive. They don't even have their mothers with them, yet your children are with you. They are going to some good schools. You are a Nehemiah in a privileged position. So we have a lot of Nehemiahs all around us. We have a lot of Nehemiahs in Ghana. We have a lot of Nehemiahs in our families. We have a lot of Nehemiahs in our workplaces. We have a lot of Nehemiahs all around us. And also we have Nehemiahs in the diaspora. The second observation I can derive from the reading of the text is that the walls of Jerusalem have broken down. His brother came to him. The first thing he asked, how are you doing? How are you doing? And how are the people in Israel? Or how are the people in Jerusalem? He said, they said to me, things are not going on well. They are in great trouble and disgrace. The wall of Jerusalem has broken down, and the gates have been destroyed by fire. The walls are broken down. In the days of Nehemiah, it was the wall, because the wall at that time protects the country. The wall was a symbol of honor and dignity. So in our time, what are the walls that have been broken down? Number one, the wall of indiscipline on our roads, to the extent that there are several unnecessary deaths on our road is a wall that is broken down. Indiscipline on our roads is a wall that is broken down. Every year, about 300 children die through road accident. And by average, every day, 6 people will be killed through road accident. Road accident that could be prevented. I am speaking to Nehemiah who are driving our public vehicles, and I want to find out whether there are true Nehemiahs that will make sure that when they drive, people will not be killed unnecessarily. The second wall broken down, lawlessness in our country. The third wall is no jobs for the youth, and therefore too much of unemployment has crushed our people. That is a wall broken down. Number 4, get rich quick. It's a wall that instead of the youth to develop the habit of working, everybody wants to just get a quick fix approach. So get quick money has become the order of the day, to the extent that our young men and women are running after nothing but money. That is why you could hear that a 16-year boy, an 18-year boy decided to pick another 10-year child to kill for money at that age. I have never, you and I, we have never, ever witnessed this in our lives before. Church members, listen to me. It is a wall that is broken down. The 5th wall broken down, filth. We create filth, we throw refuse away, we pour the refuse on our streets, we choke our gutters, and then during rainy season, the gutters are choked and the place are flooded. Once you create the filth, you choke our gutters, the rains would come, and the flood is not a natural flood, it is a man-made flood. The flood will be here with us. You will read the papers, and believe you me, several lives will be lost. In Accra and other places, they will die. Number 5, the 5th wall broken down is our poor health services, our hospitals. You know, the equipment are not there. Systems are not working. They are walls that are broken down. Korle Bu Teaching Hospital is supposed to be the top class medical facility in Ghana. It is the last bus stop for anybody who is sick. We have been blessed with top high class medical team. But go to Korle Bu and whatever you see is not anything you and I will be proud of. They are the walls that are broken down. Pregnant mothers are on the floor to deliver a next generation of leaders. In the developed country that you know of, when their leaders, when their political leaders and presidents are sick, they don't go to another country for medical treatment. In Britain, if Boris Johnson is sick, he wouldn't go to Germany to seek for medical attention. In the US, if Biden is sick, he wouldn't go to Canada to seek for medical attention. The political leaders will go to their own hospitals for medical attention. If that is the case, then it means that when our political leaders are sick in our countries, they should seek medical attention from the same hospital that they are managing in the country. Pastor, wouldn't it be nice to build Korle Bu, which is the last bus stop, instead of perhaps building 80 more hospitals? Let us find the money and rebrand, rebuild, and refurbish Korle Bu to become one of the latest modern hospitals in our world. And then within the Korle Bu, you get a department that is specially designed and built for any president of the country. And in that department, you will have a very beautiful, luxurious, place of treatment with all the necessary gadgets. He must also have a kitchen in that department, in that hospital. And then he must also have a bedroom. And in addition, he has an office he can operate from and manage the country. Even though he's sick, he has his security team who are there. All these should be part of the architectural design for top-class medical team for our president, so that when they are in any crisis, they can comfortably be treated there and still provide leadership for our country. Number 7, too many homeless people and the youth are on the street. It is a wall that is broken down. When you see the numbers of our young men and women on the streets, if you are really passionate enough, you will feel the pain. You will feel the concern. But if you don't feel anything about the young men and women on the streets, what they should eat, and you don't feel for their security, one of these days, you will not be secured in your own home. And if these children who are on the streets, they are so desperate and they want just food to eat, they only want some work to do and they can't find the job, one of these days, you will be driving your car on the streets, and now they will pound on you by force and pull you out of your car. You and I, we will not be safe if you do nothing about it. Nehemiah heard it and he said, it got to be fixed. The 8th wall that needs to be fixed is insecurity in our country. Armed robbery everywhere, armed robbery, anywhere, and armed robbery attack against us. The 9th wall, children who are now parents, children who are now mothers on the street. When Nehemiah heard of it, he said, I listened and I prayed. And I looked down. And I said, Lord, look down and see my prayer night and day. I confess that we have sinned. We have sinned. He didn't end there, but he said, now not only we have sinned, but I, Nehemiah, I have sinned because I have watched to see all these walls broken down and did nothing and said nothing. I am part of the problem. Not only me, but the point is that my family has also sinned. He didn't look to somebody to blame and to hold him responsible. Nehemiah was not in that country. He was in another country. Number 2, he wasn't even born at the time this problem took place. He was born almost 100 years after that. Yet he said, I came to meet this situation, but I take responsibility. My question to you, our walls are broken down. What are you doing about them? Where are the Nehemiahs who can say, I am part of the problem? My family is part of the problem.